Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Expert, hosted by myself and my co-host, Teresa Ream. And we're looking forward to sharing another industry expert with you today. And we want to make sure that you really drill into the expertise of the people that we are putting in front of you. So I know that you're listening. That's really, really great. But just so that you know, when we post them on Fridays, feel free after you listen to drop some questions down in the comments, and our guests will be more than willing to come back and answer them for you. So we want to make sure that you really, really connect, and more importantly, that you implement something that you hear, and that we all have that takeaway that you never know when that one thing is the thing that you go, oh my gosh, that's really going to make a difference in my business. And you never know when that is going to be. So we're glad that you're here. I'm going to turn it over to Teresa. She's going to tell you a little bit about our guest today.
Great. Thank you, Patty. Today, we will be talking about fulfilling your dreams with Edi Masumoto. Edi is an award-winning artist, a designer of wearable art, and a life coach. After 30 years, Edi bravely took the leap from working as an RN and health and wellness coach for clinics and hospitals, and followed her brave intentions and her heart to design her own path. Edi is now a full-time artist and coach. While Edi shows her work in galleries and museums, she helps others rekindle their love for art and unleash their creativity. With much excitement, Edi looks forward to soon debuting her vegan, eco-friendly wearable art at the Pacific Grove Art Center. Welcome, Edi. I'm so glad to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm really glad here. I think my puppy's so excited too. You can see her a little bit in the background. So Carly's there in the background. Oh, yes. She's choosing to be with us today. So anyway, so I have to tell you, I've been really excited about this. I love wearable art. That is really important to me. It's where I spend my money. Everywhere I go, all the traveling I do, it's always about wearable art, and I love to do it and shop at local artists, right? That's really kind of like my thing. So I can't wait to hear about it today. So let's just dive right in. So what would you say, Edi, is the number one thing that differentiates you from, say, other artists that are creating wearable art? Like, what is your stamp? What are you doing that's different, that makes it all you, and why we need to have it?
Okay, so I'm from Japan originally. So I grew up, actually my whole family, my mother's side is artist. My great grandfather was a Japanese traditional artist, and my, grandfather, my uncles, mother, and they all do arts of some kind. So I just grew up in that environment. So I just took in all the Japanese aesthetics, which is very unique. The ukiyo-e, the hokusai, and traditional blush ink painting. So I have the aesthetics, but I got art education here in the US at the Academy of Art in San Francisco. So I'm kind of combining both of them. So I have Japanese motifs, and I'll just show you a few that I have, like geisha.
Oh, beautiful.
Buddha. I have more geisha. So these are the things I put on my wearable art, but not limited to. But I have a lot of Japanese motifs, and put in the patterns of Japanese, like different floral fans and butterfly. So I have a lot of those patterns that I put on my wearable art. But I also do different. I have something totally different, like an ocean theme, so more like a caramel ocean themes, and I do abstract art. So I'm sort of like a Swiss Army knife. I paint anything that I just look at it and that inspires me, I paint it. And
that's a true artist. That's a true artist that is inspired by things that are around them, things you see, things you hear, things you feel. But in your wearable art, what is it that's exactly wearable? Is it jewelry? Is it clothing, or all of the above? Like, what is the wearable part?
Right now, I am focusing on clothing, like this.
Good.
I'm wearing so dresses, scarves, pants and outerwear, like a cardigans and kimonos. And these
Ooh.
are all vegan, as Teresa mentioned. So these are all chiffon-like, vegan, silky, soft, almost
Mm.
transparent, wrinkle-free, moisture wicking, machine washable, and eco-friendly, all made in Canada right now, but they're trying to, have another factory in US because it's getting very, very popular. So I like that, the fact that these are vegan and eco-friendly and made to order, like an Amazon, print on demand. These are made on demand.
Yes.
So there's no waste, minimum waste. So
That's
those are the
fabulous.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
love the Japanese art so much. I'm a fan of Ivan Earls, who a really famous painter in the Carmel area, and
Yeah.
a lot of his work is Japanese influence too. And we have a lot of his artwork spread throughout both of our homes, and it's just beautiful. Just a big fan. One thing that I really stood out for me on you is that you had actually volunteered at the Mother Teresa home for dying destitutes in Calcutta. That seems huge to
Wow.
me, huge to me. I'm such a fan of Mother Teresa's and everything India too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I read a book about Mother Teresa when I was in high school and immediately fell in love with her work. So I have to live like her. I have to be
Yes.
with her. I have to work with her. So, she came to Japan. So I just kind of following her when I was in high school, and I had to study for final exam, but I get, okay, I'll do that later. I'm going to go see Mother Teresa in Osaka. So I was just following her. And finally, when I was able to travel to India after college, so I went to Mother Teresa's home for dying destitute in Kolkata. And so I volunteered there for about a month, almost 2 months. So, anybody can go there. So there's no regulation there. You just show up. And just the willingness, you just show up there, and Mother Teresa's there. She's just kind of walking around and,
Wow.
redirecting people, and like maybe you can feed these people, or maybe you can go help the other people. And she just comes around and talk to me too. Oh, you're powdering this patient. Oh, you're so nice. That's wonderful. Where are you from?
He's very
And
hands-on then.
she's very hands-on, very, very humble. When I go to the prayer at the end of the day, she's always in the way back. And
Oh,
she is such a tiny little person, maybe 5 foot or maybe shorter, even shorter, but she's so energetic and she's so unpretentious. So she's walking around with a guy. And then I later said, oh, that was a French prime minister that she was kind of showing him around.
Wow.
So she's got all the celebrity coming to her, but she's just so humble. I shook her hand, very, very soft. You think with that kind of work she does, I thought
I thought she'd have hard, rough, kind of cracked hands. I always
no,
pictured
that's what I thought, but it's just so soft. I still can remember. This is 40 years ago, but I still remember her presence.
I
Just
think that's
amazing.
fabulous though. And the fact that anybody can, when you said, no regulations, anybody can, I think the
Right.
important point there is, even though there's a lot of things that people can do to help people that anybody can, the thing is
Yes.
not everybody does, right? Just because you can. So the fact that you were inspired and not just telling a story
Mhm.
about how she inspired you, but that she inspired you to take action. I mean, there's a nugget for everybody right there, right? Like,
Yes.
when you're inspired, are you inspired and take action? So, I mean, what a great memory that you have that has probably affected your
Right.
life because you took action
Exactly.
on something.
Exactly. And that's why I'm here in the US, because when I was there, I had no medical education. I barely spoke English, just enough to communicate with her. So after that, I thought I have to study more English and I have to study medicine, nursing. So that's the reason I came here. So I came to the US from Japan to India to the US. And then I studied nursing, I studied English, And then I had this 30-year career as a nurse practitioner, nurse at local hospitals and clinics. But then about 10 years ago, my husband discovered my art talent that it was dormant for like 20, 30 years. And my husband said, oh, you did this sketch and that's awesome. So you should go to art school. So that's how this whole art thing started about 10 years ago. So here I am. So that this is, all thanks to Mother Teresa.
Wow, that's a powerful story. That's a powerful story.
That is, and you hear that so much with people going to the mission fields and expecting to give so much on the mission fields that they receive so much that it changes their life and they go in a different direction. It's amazing.
Yeah, and one of her message is not to, nobody really need to come to Calcutta, but they can do right there in their home, in their neighborhood, in their community. There's tons of things they can do. There are a lot of unhappy people who needs help and love. So that's her message. Just do it wherever you are, give love, give service. That's her message.
I love that. That is very inspirational because you're right. And especially now more than ever, right, in our communities, there's always something that we can do, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I decided to kind of turn, I worked in the healthcare field for 30 years. So now I want to turn art into service to see if I can serve, spread the beauty, spread love, and also meet the needs of some people who need different art, kind of distinct, something different, like Patty, you like to, buy different wearable art and something different, especially some people who like Japanese flavor, there's something there. And these vegan, eco-friendly, a lot of people are more aware of these, environmentally friendly material. And that also, but also what I try to do is since I started doing this, I just started doing this this year. So this is pretty new business for me. But I hear people like, I like this pattern, but I wish I had this in my size or in blue or a little different style. And that I can do that. If somebody has certain preference or design they like, and I have the liberty of taking that and customize for that person. Like, I have, instead of V-neck, I can do that in round neck or cowl neck. Or
that's kind of good for people for entrepreneurs, speakers and stuff. I mean, I'm always looking for things that are in my brand colors. Right? I mean, like that beautiful scarf you have on. I mean, Teresa loves all the beachy things. So having a scarf in those colors and stuff, those are great things to have your pictures taken, be on your website. So there's a lot of things you said right there that could be unpacked into that. And not only that, but who doesn't want something that's different, right? I mean, I actually love silk scarves. So that is kind of hand-painted silk scarves, kind of something I really, really love.
Yes.
So a hand-painted silk scarf with the colors of the beach, the ocean. Oh, that would be amazing.
You gotta go shopping for Patty.
I know, right? So
what is the question that you get asked most in your line of work, Eddie?
I get asked about the material and what kind of where I'm showing this. And right now I don't have a retail sales, so that's one thing I'd like to kind of expand to and have more networking, and then maybe I can partner with boutique. So that would be nice, because right now I have my website, which I'm kind of switching from the company who's making this. They have a big website with 100 artists, but I'm going to have a separate website so I can just send the people. So here it is. And I have an Instagram that people can follow, and they can, that'll take people to the website. So so that is one of the big questions that I get asked. So they see things like, oh, that's lovely, so where can I get it? So that's one thing. And then also, as I mentioned, I get asked about, can you do this in different colors or different size? So that's the questions that I get asked.
Well, they want it to be customized. They want to know if you can customize it. I think that's good. Do you do trunk shows? I think a lot of times, so a lot of things I actually like straight to the consumer myself. I think that that's So does the Shark Tank. So does Shark Tank. They love that too. And something
Right.
what I do as well. But for things like wearable art, I think on a website, you don't see the vibrancy of colors and stuff like you can when you can see them. But I got to tell you, in the area where you guys live, I mean, there's a whole bunch of beautiful shops that you can be exclusive. I mean, Carmel, Monterey, and those are the shops that I shop at when I travel. I always want to go to those shops, or it
too.
may not everything be one of a kind, but it
Mhm.
isn't something you're going to find everywhere. Like I'm not going to be able
Yes.
to go to Macy's and get it, right? So
Yes, that's
Right,
important to
right.
me too.
Yeah. So April 10th for the PWN Spring Fling, I'm gonna be showing some kimonos and scarves. So that's one place. Teresa,
Ooh.
I'm gonna bring some ocean theme there. And also April 23rd, I'll be doing a fashion show. And so I have 16 models, my neighbors and friends. So, of all ages from 14 years old to 90 years old, extra small to plus sizes. So I'm gonna have all my friends model for me, and I'm gonna be showing my wearable art as well as my original art in the print. And so we're gonna do the free food, free show, free music, free drink. What else? Since that's a couple of weeks before Mother's Day. So if you bring your mom or daughter, you get a box of chocolate, and there will be door prizes and gift cards and so on. So I think that's gonna be my
How
debut
fun.
fashion
I think
show.
you and
So that's
Amanda
gonna be
could
fabulous.
definitely have some fun there, Teresa.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
so. Yeah.
I love that. So those sounds like some great projects you have going on. I love that. Certainly PWN can get behind that if it's going to be at Spring Fling. So is there something that you're doing specifically, something new that we can serve and support you?
So everything is new to me, so I can get all the help with some people who have experience in fashion design, marketing, sales, retail, anybody who has that expertise in this line of work. I have been a painter for the past 10 years, but this is totally new. Actually, this is one of the PWN members suggested, oh, Eddie, those are fabulous, you should do a fashion show. That one comments on Facebook that started this whole thing. So,
I love it.
so I'm just
Love.
learning as I go along. So,
Well, I think that is really
so I
good.
can definitely. Yeah, so I'm kind of, my life is like that. Somebody just tell me something. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, go get her.
Right.
I
You're a
love
get
that.
it done person. Oh my
And the
goodness.
one other project that I'm thinking doing is I have a friend who is the image consultant, and she loves what I'm doing. And so another partner thing I'm thinking about doing with the image consultants, and she diagnosed people, and she suggests people, you are like a spring type, fall type, summer type, winter type, or air, fire, earth, water type. And then she wants to send the people to the right direction, the right color, right silhouette, right material, but she doesn't know. She have to look online, or sometimes she go shopping with them. But with the COVID, she cannot do that. She just want a website that she can send the people to, and then she might already have, so I'm gonna help her with, okay, so these are air, water, earth.
It actually sounds to me like
Yes.
the best way you could help her is to bring her to the Spring Fling with you and introduce her to PWN, because we could certainly help her. Right, Teresa?
Absolutely.
Hey, we got it. I mean, like, we want to be able to help her for sure. So, but we want to be able to help you. And you actually should kind of talk to Marion
Yes,
gladly. She's an image consultant, so that might be
absolutely.
something. There's a lot of different people in PWN, but that kind of leads us into our next question, Teresa, doesn't it?
Yes. Who could we introduce you to that would be a game changer and move the needle for you in the next 30 days?
Okay, so so definitely image consultants. I am working with Marion, so she's more I'm working with her so she can fix me. So I look more presentable.
That's funny.
But I definitely want to talk to her about possibly partnering in this venue. And yeah, and also, as I mentioned, boutique, somebody who might carry my line of clothing. So that would be wonderful. But yeah, really anybody in the fashion industry, because I'm like a sponge, this is really brand new for me. So anybody who can kind of point me in the right direction. And so I'm sure PWN has all kinds of people who might be, I already talked to several people, and they're helping me getting me a speaking gig, or,
I
maybe
have to
another
tell you,
fashion
Eddie, I can
show.
think of, just while I'm listening to you, in my brain, like I'm gonna have to write them down. I can think of like 8 people to introduce you to.
Ooh,
So we really
nice.
should we'll set up a time offline after this to be able to
Okay. Yeah.
connect with you, because I think that would be great. So Eddie, what social media platform are you the most active on? So like if somebody was going to go to social media, where are you? LinkedIn, Facebook, where's the #1 place you're the most active?
Right now, just for the fashion, I started the fashion only Instagram. So that's Edi_art and design, all one word, Edi_art and design Instagram. But I'm in Facebook for Edi Masumoto Fine Art. So that includes my fine art paintings and the fashion both combined. So those are the 2 platforms that I'm most active right now.
I love that. I have to tell you, Eddie, I really appreciate you coming on today. You inspired me, not only inspired and hit my heart. I have to say you kind of hit my pocketbook too. I can't wait to go shopping. I love it. So that would be great. So thank you so much for being a guest on the show and really sharing your zone of genius. I mean, I think it's amazing how you took something that was an inspiration for you and really changed your life. And then you are a take action kind of person. So I really, really love that. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. And
You're
when I
welcome.
have my new website, I will share that, in some form. Yes.
Great.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect. And to our audience, thank you so much for joining us on the Ask the Expert show. And if you enjoyed today's show, and I'm sure you did, please don't keep us a secret. Share us with your network. And believe me when I say your colleagues, your friends, and your family will thank you. And we have an invitation for you. So Teresa.
Thank you, Patty. And a big thank you to you, Eddie. It was an
Thank you.
amazing, amazing interview. We would like to invite you to join us on our Facebook group and connect with our guest, with Patty and I, and to the other amazing women that are part of the Professional Women's Network of the Monterey Peninsula, known as PWN, and now includes members locally, nationally, and internationally too. You can go to www.facebook.com/groups/PWN Monterey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Teresa. It's always a pleasure hosting Ask the Expert with you. Thank you so much, Eddie. Really an inspiration. Can't wait to share you with my network. Thank you so much for being here. To the audience again, thank you so much. You have a great day.
Thank you.